Have you ever felt like your balance just isn't what it should be? Maybe your feet feel weak or you're constantly dealing with ankle rolls, knee pain, or poor posture. The problem isn't your legs or even your core. It starts with your feet. All right, let's kick things off with our first exercise. A simple single leg balance on a foam pad. This is one of the most effective ways to wake up the stabilizers in your foot and ankle. All we're going to do is set up a foam pad and just like the exercise suggests, just balancing on that foam pad. We're gonna keep that upper leg at 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee, 90 degrees at the ankle. So we're super active through that, nice and tight through the core. You can feel that foot and ankle working immediately to stabilize yourself on that foam pad. In the EMS system, we do 12-second holds per leg, but if you're doing this outside of EMS, you can take this up to 30 seconds. After the hold, we simply just alternate legs, switch to the other side, nice and active through there. Now, if you've mastered the single leg stand on the foam pad, it's time to level that up with a single leg kettlebell swap. This adds dynamic instability, forcing your foot and ankle to work even harder. We're gonna get into that same position, 90 degrees, and we're just gonna pass that kettlebell back and forth. Now this gets a lot more difficult really quickly, so if you need to put that foot down, just go ahead and do that. Again, we'll go 12-second holds in the EMS system, but you can take this up to 30 seconds, swap legs, and we'll do both sides here. The shifting weight forces you to stabilize in real time, which is excellent for sports, lifting, or everyday activities. Now that we've activated those stabilizers, let's add movement with the step up to balance with a calf raise. This is a great way to train foot strength, ankle stability, and single leg control all in one exercise. All we're going to do is set up a step or a bench, go up into our single leg balance. So that's stepping up. We're gonna go again to 90 degrees in the hip and the knee and the ankle, and then in the top of that movement. So we're adding 2 sets of balance. Balance here, up into the calf raise balance, back down to the floor. The step up builds single leg strength and power, and the calf raise adds ankle stability and strengthens that foot arch. 2 things that are critical for strong, resilient feet. Now we're gonna take away one of your senses to make this even more challenging. The eyes closed single leg hop and hold forces your body to rely entirely on proprioception, which is your ability to sense where your body is in space without the crutch of using your eyes. Start by just standing on one leg. We're gonna close our eyes. We're gonna hop and land as softly as possible. So the goal here is on the landing to be able to balance and hold that landing. So again, barefoot, eyes closed, hop, try to hold that, foot down. We'll go other side, stand on one leg, hop, hold that, foot down. Removing your vision makes your feet and nervous system work overtime to stabilize. This is crucial for improving reflexive stability, which helps from everything from sport performance to reducing injury risk. If balancing with your eyes closed feels really tough to start, that's the point. But keep working on it and that will improve. Most people don't think about their feet when squatting, but the feet are the foundation of every squat that you do. If they can't stabilize, everything above them, your knees, your hips, your core, has to compensate. That's where the foam roller squat comes in. This isn't just about balance, it's about learning to engage the right muscles to control movement under instability. For this exercise, all we're going to do is place a foam roller under one of our feet. We're gonna get set up in our normal squat position, and we're just gonna do squats in this position. Now the key is to use subtle foot engagement to keep foam roller from moving as you go through the squat motion. Obviously the foam roller is going to want to move back and forth, and if we have bad squat form, we're going to end up on the side of that foam roller. So the goal is to keep your foot on the top of the foam roller, keep those ankles vertical as you go down, and don't let anything collapse in. Unlike traditional balance drills where you react to instability, this squat forces you to actively control the movement. If you lose engagement, the foam roller will shift underneath you. Studies on sensory motor training show that exercises like this improve neuromuscular control, which means better movement patterns and fewer injuries. Now that you've built balance control and foot activation, it's time to apply that strength under load. We're gonna be doing what's called a bridge the gap drill in a split squat. You can use this drill with a variety of exercises, but I'm gonna show you today the concept and how to do it with a split squat. Bridge the gap drills force your foot to stabilize dynamically, exactly how it's working during real movement. For this, you're gonna set up 2 platforms or 2 weight plates far enough apart that only the heel and the ball of your foot are resting on the platform. The arch of your foot is going to be over the gap. Most people let their foot flatten out or roll when lunging or squatting. By removing direct support under your midfoot, this forces your foot to stay engaged throughout the movement. Again, you can do this drill with lots of exercises, but we're going to be doing it with a split squat today. So you can see how much that foot has to work to stabilize as you go down. I can immediately feel the muscles in my foot firing way harder than when doing this flat on the ground. So if your foot is burning, that's exactly what we want. This is what true foot strength training looks like. Now let's wrap things up with how to integrate these kind of exercises into your routine. The best way to integrate exercises like these is into the routine that you're already doing. Once you get proficient at some of these, you should be able to train heavy loads even while doing stability exercises. So for example, when you're doing squats, you can implement foam roller squats instead. When you're doing single leg work or unilateral work, you can implement those step ups. The idea is to be able to add stability exercises into your routine without having to do a complete corrective exercise routine to fix your feet. That being said, some of these drills can be used to activate your foot stabilizers before other activities. So if you're going for a long run, you can do some of these to wake up your foot stabilizers. If you're going in for some heavy squats or heavy deadlifts, you can do some of these exercises again to get those feet working. But the important thing to remember is strengthening your feet isn't just about balance. It impacts your entire kinetic chain. Whether you're squatting, sprinting, or just walking around daily, your feet are the first point of contact with the ground, and if they're weak, everything else has to compensate. So now it's time to put this into practice. Try these exercises and let me know in the comments which one challenged you the most. And if you want more training content like this, hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.